Another aspect of my teaching, all the way through my teaching years, has been to compare and contrast. I honestly think that it's one of the greatest teaching methods available to us. Setting up two ideas next to each other, comparing and contrasting them to see which one is better, or the one that we like, or however we want to describe that. And here is what I want to do as we come back to this basic concept of inherent corruption, that is human nature and absolute authority. And I wanted to suggest to you something else that I would say to my students. I would give them two documents. I would give them this document, the Declaration of Independence. And then I would also give them the document called the Declaration of the Rights of Man, which came out of the French Revolution in 1789. And I would say to my students, here's a document from America in 1776. Here's one from 1789, very close together. The French Revolution, the American Revolution, and I want you to compare these documents, and I want you to see similarities and differences between them. And what ended up happening was that students, as we began to invest ourselves in some historic background, understood that the declaration that was derived in the French Revolution actually emphasizes 15 times the will of the people, the will of the people, the will of the people. So ultimately, an absolute democracy is not a good thing, because absolute authority then rests with human beings. And that was the big difference that students saw in the French Declaration of the Rights of Man. But when they read the American Declaration, the Declaration of Independence, well, how does that even begin? We understand that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with inalienable rights. That is, rights that come from outside of them that can't be taken away. What does that say to us about human nature? That we want to protect humans with absolute truth that comes from outside of them. And that's a really crucial component to our understanding of the differences between how do we understand ourselves as human beings and the God who has made us and has established authority over us. So, as we go back to the PDFs, and as you think about the kinds of things that you're looking at in Scripture and the questions that I'm asking there, remember to consider this kind of diagram and understand that these two pillars, absolute authority and what do we believe about human nature, are going to run through absolutely everything we say and believe about life.